Power outage is always a concern when it comes to tropical storms and severe weather. Ahead of Debbie's arrival, U.S. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm was in North Carolina. She announced tens of millions of dollars in federal funding coming to this state to update our electrical grid. Capitol Bureau Chief Laura Leslie is live in Garner, where Jennifer Granholm toured a Duke Energy Command Center. Laura?
You know, Gerald, when you think about infrastructure, right, most people probably think about like roads and bridges, not necessarily power, right? But the grant that was given today will shore up another key system we can't live without, and one that's very vulnerable every time there's extreme weather. U.S. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm toured a Duke Energy grid management facility in Garner today to highlight the current administration's spending on the nation's power grid. She said the grid is just as important today as highways or water systems, with more than 5 million miles of distribution lines.
So that is the largest machine on Earth, the grid is. And yet much of our grid was built in the 1950s, the 1960s, and hasn't been upgraded.
Granholm announced a $57 million grant to help retool a key transmission line between Wake and Wayne counties, replacing wood poles with steel and adding more power capacity. Governor Roy Cooper said it will make the grid stronger during future storms.
This funding will help make outages less frequent. When you do have outages, it will help make those outages a shorter period of time.
Those updates will take a few years, but Debbie is just a couple days away. Duke, North Carolina President Kendall Bowman says they've been making changes already, and they're as prepared as they can be, with some 6,900 crews ready to go.
We've been investing over $500 million the past several years to improve the efficiency and to reduce the outage time, and also to be more resilient, to recircuit the lines so that people don't have to lose power.
Now, that federal grant, will also save Duke Energy customers money, because otherwise we would have to cover those expenses in our energy bills. Laura Leslie, WRAL News, live in Garner.